Okay, we got 11 minutes and 57 seconds on this one. Yeah, something is very, very wrong whenever you have a thought, you have to not only systematize it, but also express it in an orderly manner so it makes sense to you. I've been tackling this idea that why so many succeed, so many fail, and it's like the irony of humanity is that there are so many subjects to literally experiment on throughout the history, but also there's a lot of noise that follow the same pattern as well. So it's you not only need to identify the statistical superiority of mediocrity and disregard it, but also you need to find the outliers that form a pattern. It's like so fascinating to me that I've always thought about this idea that when I was 5 years old, I think I was thinking, okay, I was very scared of snakes, and it just kind of irks me to think about snakes. There's something weird about them, and um, and I always thought about this idea, and even these days, I think about it. Okay, someone is born in the Bahamas and is having a snake necklace by the age of 7. Someone is born in wherever and they're literally left alone in a jungle to survive, and their whole ecosystem is gonna build them towards more resilience physically. And there are even like a couple of books I've read which takes this notion to the whole another level, that some villages and some um, societies, for the lack of better word, um, push the children into horrendous kind of situations that is literally not even inhuman. It's not even inhuman. It's like just atrocity and savagery for the sake of savagery. But it's funny enough, it builds deep bonds in suffering. And there are like a couple of books that tackle the idea as well, like the Frankel's Man's Search for Meaning, that in the shared suffering you find solace. And there is even this anime that is Welcome to NHK, that the whole point of the anime is that nothing is changing, but you find more people suffering and you find solace in the suffering of your shared community. And the digital age kind of amplification of this awareness is kind of weird because it shows you the suffering of others, but also it amplifies it to the level that you cannot actually connect with that suffering because it's being packaged. And I always like had this idea that, okay, why you are a billionaire and you're literally have a platform to be yourself fully, and you don't need to commoditize anything. Sure, it has worked and it has gotten you there to become a billionaire because you literally think in commodity. But when you get there, it's like you should actually like drop all of the 50 layers of editing on a YouTube video or anything. Is like just go as yourself in front of the camera and be authentic. It's like I kind of don't understand the whole thing, that the inconsistency of identity, because going back to the thing that so many people in history have succeeded and so many have failed, just the same simple idea of like Someone is not gonna break a single nail in 70 years of their existence. Not because they're soft, because they're like in this set circumstances of not being too forced in that kind of situation. Their most kind of mental labor is gonna be applying to 50 to 100 jobs. And yeah, I literally know a person who is like 76 years old now, and his most hardship was that um, his wife died 4 or 5 years ago. They had been together with like for about like 30 years. That's about it. And maybe he's like hiding the hard days or whatever, but based on what I see is like, yeah, his hardest time in life hasn't been anything physical. His he's healthy. He's not an athlete. He's not like Olympic athlete, but his physical condition is quite nice. And it's like I wonder, okay, and I always ask this from people I talk to, that why someone is like faced with a venomous snake at age of 3, someone in their whole existence doesn't break a nail. And it has always been odd to me because the other notion that everyone accepts as reality, that life is unfair, I have this maybe copium or maybe kind of consistent belief system that cannot justify that, because life being unfair means there is no static rule and all the rules are fluid, but everything in life is like to precision lawful. And it's like, it's so weird to say, okay, gravity is gonna act on a whim today and the physical reality is gonna warp itself the next second. That's not it. So when in a physical reality that we are physical beings and we have physical ordain in our kind of life, how like 1% or even less than a 1% of this part of the whole is gonna be disobeying the order imposed on the whole order. It's like, if gravity works and if there is a cause and effect to everything, maybe you just don't know the maybe we just don't know the cause and effect to human success, human kind of suffering, pain, pleasure, and everything, because everything is like in human mind or in human existence is like it has a rule. And one of the things that I'm kind of working on, it's been like about 15 years or as long as I've been writing, is that maybe the whole success and failure thing is just um, a perception that is like measuring things by time with something that is not actually like timely. For instance, I had this idea that I literally rushed out of shower to make, that I'm gonna hone it in through my writing and make it more systematic, but at least to have this kind of rehearsal of the raw idea, thinking out loud and like talking about the idea itself, is like maybe there isn't like, maybe I'm 70 years of alive. I'm not like gonna live 70 years. Maybe I have 10 stages of life with reincarnation or whatever the fuck you call it. And this is the third stage of it. So I have had, let's say, two 70 years of existence, and this is the third one. And everyone has this equal like 1,000 years, but it's gonna be distributed kind of disproportionately. someone lives 10 years, dies, resurrects, or in a new form of consciousness, that the core identity is intact. And that's the idea of like the old soul, because wherever I look and whoever I talk to, I'm not 26 years old by any means. And the only thing 26 years old about me is just the impatience. But also the impatience that is not even unique to the age cohort is literally just part of the identity. I know people like who are more snappy than me at their 80s. But yeah, it's just like occurred to me that maybe you just live 1,000 years, but you have distributed lifespans of like 10, 20, but everyone lives 1,000 years. And maybe the successful people who are successful in the actual, not the commodity actuality of it, but in the general picture, the identity, the calmness, the depth of thought, they're just ahead in their lifespan. Maybe 20 years old or 10 years old having ideas of like 50 years old is actually like 500 years old. But yeah, that's an idea.